For every product that you can possibly buy in markets across the world, there exists a Chinese ripoff, which comes at a fraction of the cost and is equally and sometimes even more effective. From clothes to phones to laptops to refrigerators to watches to cars and even the sun. Now this brings us to the biggest update from the tech world today. A Chinese AI chatbot app has sparked chaos across global markets. The launch of the app, named DeepSeek AI, is poised to wipe off $1 trillion in value of shares of some of the world's biggest tech companies. What is DeepSeek, and why is it causing a tech stock rout? Let's understand. Now, DeepSeek is a Chinese artificial intelligence company. It emerged a couple of years ago from a university startup. It is based in Hangzhou, a city in southeastern China. The company was launched in July of 2023, but its popular AI assistance app was not released until the 10th of January this year. It was founded by Liang Wenfeng, who partly funded it using money from a hedge fund that he also launched. The 40-year-old engineering graduate reportedly built up a store of Nvidia A100 chips, which have now been banned from export to China. Experts say that these chips, around 50,000 of them, along with cheaper ones that are still available to import, led him to launch DeepSeek. So what does DeepSeek do? Well, the app is gaining popularity for its powerful AI assistant, which operates similarly to OpenAI's ChatGPT. The app's description says it is designed to answer your questions and enhance your life efficiently. However, the chatbot does not answer questions on topics banned in China or those considered politically sensitive by its government, like the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre. But as news of DeepSeek chatbot's performance spread, hundreds of billions of dollars were wiped off big tech stocks in the US. Now, this is because DeepSeek was reportedly developed for a fraction of the cost of its American rivals like OpenAI's ChatGPT, Meta's Llama, and Google's Gemini. The company has been quietly impressing the AI world for some time now with its low-cost AI and tech innovations. The timing of the launch has been significant, as in recent days, US tech companies had pledged billions of dollars more for investment in AI. It was widely thought that large sums of money are needed to build the computing infrastructure to reach AI goals. Now, China's DeepSeek has raised questions over this narrative. Nvidia, a US-based company that makes the powerful chips that run AI, has been hit the worst in the tech market rout. Now, it lost nearly $600 billion in market value on Monday, the largest one-day drop for any company in US history. Its stock price plunged 17% over the course of the day. Nvidia has been the most valuable company in the world, but fell to third place after Apple and Microsoft on Monday. So, should Nvidia and other US tech companies be worried? DeepSeek uses less advanced semiconductor chips than the ones created by Nvidia. The success of China's DeepSeek undercuts the belief that bigger budgets and top-class chips are the only ways of advancing AI. It has created massive uncertainty about the need and future of high-performance chips. And many tech companies are wondering if they now need to buy as many of Nvidia's tools. DeepSeek's emergence across the world comes at a time when US is restricting the sale of advanced chip technology that powers artificial intelligence to its rival, China. Silicon Valley venture capitalist and Trump advisor Mark Andreessen described DeepSeek's R1, which claims to perform on par with OpenAI's 01 model, as AI's Sputnik moment. He was referring to the Soviet Union satellite launch in 1957, which kicked off the space race. At that time, the US was considered to have been caught off guard by its rival's tech achievement. And today, Washington seems to be standing at the same juncture in the world of artificial intelligence. Now, for more on this, we have with us Gry Hasselbalch. She is a senior researcher in data ethics and power and the co-founder of Data Ethics in Denmark. Welcome to Firstpost.
Thank you.
Now, what makes DeepSeek AI a significant threat to the established tech giants like Nvidia, OpenAI, and Google, particularly in terms of innovation and cost efficiency?
Well, of course, as you said in the introduction here, now we've had a global AI race that has been defined by some very big tech powers. So the ones we know already, the Microsoft, the Metas, the Googles, OpenAI, and so forth. And basically, the rules of the games have been defined as some that requires a lot of investment. And here we have then a Chinese startup that comes in from the sideline and basically does the same thing as for example, ChatGPT can do for a lot less money. And so the huge threat is basically, you could say that the card game is if you think of it as a card game with cards that's been put on top of each other, then you pull out one card and the entire game falls from and creates something new. So as you know, all of the as you've seen, all of the markets has been reacted immediately based on this new news about how a small startup, a small actor in a game that has been normally defined by big actors, suddenly can come in and change and do actually the same. So the main threat is the new narrative that we see now in terms of what kind of AI race are we in right now. And of course, we've just had last
Right,
week.
and
Yes?
Yeah.
Sorry?
No, continue.
No, I was so last week we had the Stargate project, the AI infra project from the US being launched, which was also basically putting a number of $500 billion dollars into this project, which was all about creating data centers and developing the chips industry. And so, of course, you know, if you don't need an infrastructure like that, what are the new rules of the game?
Right. And how does DeepSeek's ability to function with less advanced semiconductor chips challenge the prevailing narrative that this cutting-edge AI development requires high-performance chips and, of course, as you've said, the massive budgets?
Well, so I mean, you know, there's a lot of things we don't know exactly about this new news. So of course, DeepSeek, they're also building their models on existing work on AI, and they've been attracting talent from you know, younger AI engineers from top universities and different things. So there's a lot of things that you could say that DeepSeek is building on existing knowledge already. But one thing that is for sure a fact is the fact that they've been using less chips in their development. And this has been the competing narratives about what to compete on globally. And so, of course, if we realize that this is only just a narrative, we have a totally new game. And of course, all the big US tech companies that has been usually racing ahead and been ahead in this, like Google, Microsoft, and Meta, all of this competition has been redirected. This has been, you could say, we've had a global AI race where some regions, some actors have been almost like spectators in this game. And now we see a different board game where we have actually we can see that you can consider yourself as a startup. Maybe you can even participate in this game. And so it's a whole new narrative.
Sure.
That we
Right. And Gry, what are the potential geopolitical implications of DeepSeek's success, especially considering the US export restrictions on the advanced chip technology to China and the growing rivalry in this AI innovation?
Well, I think that one of the things that we should learn from this news story is probably that the parameters of the AI global race are basically wrong, you could almost say. So basically what we see now and what we've seen the last, I would say last decade at least, we've seen a race, a global AI race, where the parameters and the competition is based on money, investments, on developing infrastructures. But at the same time, the winners in this game, if we think about it, it's ChatGPT and DeepSeek, which are basically chatbots that also have issues like copyright issues, privacy invasions. There's questions about, which you mentioned in the introduction, about censorship. And these issues are something that are not considered almost, you would say, as a if you have to tackle them, they're considered an inhibition of the competition. So coming from an EU perspective, where we have been developing for, again, the last decade, have been developing regulations. We just had an AI Act being negotiated in last year, at the end of last year. One of the things that the EU has been told for some years now, that it's behind in terms of investment, in terms of the fast solutions, and so on and so forth. But if you look at it as a different kind of competition, you have this one where you have a more responsible player that might be more advanced than the others.
Right. Thank you very much for being with us on Firstpost and for helping us to understand the latest on that AI race.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on Firstpost.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we've put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Pretty measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.